What's going on, guys? I'm back. I lost all my intros and all of that stuff, so sorry. I'm gonna have to build it up all over again. But let's get started. Today I wanted to talk about Google's console. In case you did not know, Google is apparently trying to build its own console, which is great, I guess, because they have a lot of resources, and I'm assuming it'll probably end up being a great console. Like their phones, the Google Pixel. It's allegedly one of the best phones on the market, so I'm assuming the console will end up being the same way, but we don't know that quite yet. Now, they did reveal like a patent of the controller, and it looks pretty basic, pretty simple. Now, I'm not entirely sure if the controller is going to look exactly like that, but it doesn't look great. Kind of looks cheap, like extremely cheap. Like you will go to a store and probably buy a controller that looks exactly like that for like $10. I don't know. That's how it looked to me. Of course they'll probably change it because it looks too basic. It's probably closer to the PS3's controller than the PS4 or the Xbox One, or the analog sticks are pretty much my bad. The analog sticks are pretty much where the PS3's controllers have it. But we still don't know what the console itself will contain. Like, we don't know what specific kind of console it is. Like, allegedly, the next Xbox will only be digital games. Like, you will not be able to insert a disc on the console. So that's crazy, right? But we don't know anything about the Google console just yet. Personally, I wouldn't mind a digital only console, because quite frankly I don't use disc games anymore. Reason being that my PlayStation came a little defective and button was all messed up. It doesn't matter, but it wouldn't let me play disc games, and so I had to switch to digital, and I kind of like it better like that, so I wouldn't mind. The only issue I see with a only digital console would be not being able to sell your games. That is terrible, but knowing Google, they've probably got a way to fix that. Kind of like eBay, where you sell your games, or Amazon or whatever, right? They could probably implement something similar to that on their console, like a market for digital games, right? Like, you don't want your, I don't know, your Fortnite, I guess, I don't know, right? Let's say Fortnite, the actual game, not the battle royale portion, the actual game. You don't want your Fortnite anymore. You sell it for like however much you want for it. Like, let's say you paid $60 for the early adopters, or whatever things are. It doesn't matter the game. The point is that you buy a digital game, you should be able to like sell it to somebody else at whatever price you want, right? If they're going to hold you back, they're not going to give you the option to have physical games. You should at least get the option to sell your digital games to other people's and lose your license, like kind of give them your license to use the game, because that's how digital games work. You get a license to use it, right? Anyways, next topic I would like to discuss is Anthem. I was excited for this game. I was. When I saw the reveal, I thought this is what Destiny should have been. And I don't like Destiny that much. I did have it, not because I bought it, but because it was free, I guess. I played it, I didn't like it. I thought, when I first saw Destiny, I thought it looked cool, right? I thought it would be something else, but it turned out to be completely different to what I imagined it was. And so Anthem, I had this idea like this is what Destiny should have been. And I was excited for it, but turns out it's terrible. Kind of breaking consoles, I believe. So, I'm not even gonna try it or none of that. Just I'm going to avoid it completely to avoid a disappointment. I had high expectations for it. Unfortunately, they were not met. So I'll just leave it at that. People are trying to boycott Anthem because I think BioWare said something like it's gonna take months to fix, the issues with Anthem. Which, I mean, every game has issues, and every game takes months to fix. I'm not entirely sure what the big issue is. I guess because they came out and said it. I don't know if people don't realize that's how, games work nowadays. But I believe the reason as to why people are mad is because they released an incredibly broken game. And people aren't happy, obviously, right? If you're going to pay $60 for it, you're going to hope you can at least play it. And if it's breaking consoles, it's a big issue, right? So I don't know. Personally, I don't believe you should boycott it. But if you want to do that, I would understand why. I mean, especially if you already bought it. Or if you bought an expensive version of it, then I'd understand. Like, if you already invested your own money in it, then yeah, go ahead, right? If you haven't, and you weren't planning to at all, like, a lot of these people hate EA, and that's fine, It's a company that has made some bad decisions and exploits customers from most of the time, if not all the time. So I understand, you want to hate EA, fine. But if you were not planning to buy this game, it's kind of redundant if you want to boycott it because you weren't going to invest money in it either way. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter if you boycott it because you were not going to buy it anyways. It's kind of what I'm saying. Which is not the same situation that happened with me in Battlefield. I love Battlefield. I was planning to buy the next Battlefield. Unfortunately, it looked terrible, played terrible, and I wanted to boycott the game. Why? Because I'm a Battlefield fan. I was gonna buy it, and it was terrible. But that's enough of that. Next topic is Apex Legends outpacing Fortnite. That's about it. It is outpacing Fortnite. People wanted Fortnite to die. Apparently it's dying now, but another Battle Royale game is taking its place, so I don't know how people are going to feel about that. It's just a funny situation. I personally, I got extremely tired of the Battle Royale genre like months ago. Months ago, but it is what it is. I guess if you just hated Fortnite, you should be happy, right? Or unless you hate Battle Royale, then you're probably not happy either way. But that's it for me. It was just kind of like a welcome back video for myself. Since I was out, I lost all my stuff. But that's it. Thank you all for watching. I'll see y'all next time if you stick around.